Look, we had a long conversation this week about podcasts. I think we need to do a better intro.
You
told me we need to do a better intro. Because what's been happening is we assume that everybody has heard us before.
That's true.
Right?
Okay. Yep. Okay.
So we're gonna make this up on the fly.
Have we started yet?
Yeah, we started.
Oh, okay.
This is Seeking Wisdom. Okay.
Okay. What's Seeking Wisdom?
This is Seeking Wisdom.
Who are you?
I'm DG.
Okay.
And this is DC. DC. To me, Seeking Wisdom is about. It's about everything.
DC. I'm the uncle.
You're the uncle.
David Cancel.
You're the OG.
That's
David Cancel.
Gerhard over there.
Yeah.
Dave Gerhard, the
the
young buck.
I was Dave, and then I came to Drift, and DC. It was my first day, and he said, "I got your email set up." He said, "But you can't have Dave at drift.com," which is weird because you're not Dave, so it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's
you can
DC.
have Dave now.
I thank you.
Yeah.
I don't want it. That's DC. I'm DG.
Yeah.
Every week we get on here to talk about something, and it's always about personal or professional growth. That's the way that we've never written it down as a tagline, but that's what I think it is. What do you think?
It's about everyday growth.
Yeah.
Right. Growing in all dimensions. And so that's what we talk about here. That's the common theme, and it's going to start to branch out into lots of different areas. And we have lots and lots and lots and lots and hundreds or thousands of new listeners. And so we need to remind them who we are. So I'm David, a.k.a. DC, a.k.a. the uncle.
Yes.
That's DG, a.k.a. Dave. Yes. A.k.a. Gerhard, a.k.a. the nephew.
Yes, a.k.a. the nephew. Now you know.
Yes.
Now it's all clear.
All right, now we're ready to go. What are we talking about?
Now we're ready to go. Okay, so one thing I want to catch up with a couple things on you about, but I want to talk about you got these 3 books. You gave 3 books to everyone on the management team at Drift. Okay? And I think one of the best things about Seeking Wisdom is we just expose that. We share that with everybody. Right. I want to run through. I want to explain those 3 books really quick and why you gave them. Okay. Do you remember what they are?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
They are
number 1.
The book by the old uncle, Sam Walton.
Sam Walton.
Made in America.
Made in America.
Yeah, that's the first book.
Okay.
Should I rattle all 3 off?
Yeah, rattle all 3 off, and then let's go into why you gave them.
Second book is called the next uncle.
Yeah.
Young uncle.
Yep.
It's called The Everything Store.
Yep.
And it was not written by Bezos. But it is about Bezos and Amazon. Brad Stone wrote that. And then the third book was written by the founders, and that is Bernie Marcus and Arthur Blank, a.k.a. the founders of the Home Depot, and it's called Built from Scratch.
Built from Scratch. So in order, the oldest one is Sam Walton, then Built from Scratch, then The Everything Store.
Yeah.
Why most CEOs hand out books like Good to Great.
Yeah.
Or you've given us those.
By the way, we're working on getting Jim Collins on this.
Okay, shout out Jim Collins.
Shout out.
Okay,
Jim, if you're listening, come on over.
Why did you give those 3 books? What is it about those 3 books in particular that you said? Because it was a stack, which is cool.
A stack.
Hey, here's a stack.
Yeah.
You got these.
That was the management pack.
Okay.
So there's a whole bunch of books that we always talk about here. There are books that I constantly keep going back to. And these are 3 books that I constantly go back to. And it's weird that we picked these 3 books because all 3 of them have nothing to do with, B2B, marketing, sales, anything like that.
Nothing.
They're all retail businesses, right? It's Walmart, Amazon, and Home Depot.
Yep.
And but the thing that's common if you read all of 3 of those books is the obsession around customers, right? Which is the thing that we live and breathe. And so these are the books that I kept coming back to. The first one Made in America, I read 15 years ago, and I've read 1,000,000 times, and I've talked about it 1,000,000 times. The Everything Store, more recent, I probably read that, 4 years ago or something like that. Yeah. And then we've come back to that one. And then the third one is an old book that was out of print, but recently came back in print, Built from Scratch. And that one is new to me. I had never read it before, but as soon as I opened it and read it, I bought copies for everyone. And the story was amazing behind it.
Okay, Sam Walton book. You know how much it costs? $7.19.
Wow, it went up when I first bought it.
That's all the PR you've been giving it.
$5. They're raising the prices. It used to be $5 something, $5.25.
Okay, so those are 3. Those are 3 books.
How many copies of that book do you think we've sold? A lot of copies.
I don't know.
We've bought a lot of copies.
There is one problem though. They only have 4. He only has 4.5 stars on Amazon.
How are they going to do the Uncle Dirty like
June
that?
1st, 1993. Why you keep reading all these old books?
Yeah, 1993.
Yeah.
Let's see. I probably read it soon after that.
That's crazy.
DHG, don't do the math on that. Yeah.
All right. So those are 3 books. Which which are fundamental to the core. It has nothing to do with SaaS, nothing to do with what we do on a day-to-day basis, but everything to do with Drift and the business.
93, I was high flying.
93? What does that mean?
Yeah, I was a high flyer.
You were in. Oh,
yeah.
Okay, that's trouble.
Uh-huh.
That's trouble. We've seen some old DC pictures. Actually, if you go back a couple episodes, Shannon, who was on here, she put a nice picture of DC back in the day. He lived rugged in Queens. in Queens. All right, so I'm gonna put you on the spot though. Those are three guys: Bezos,
Yes.
Arthur Blank, and Bernie Marcus.
Yeah.
That's four guys. And Sam Walton actually.
Yep.
Okay. You can't talk about any of those guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can't. I'm not gonna let you take Buffett or Munger.
What?
But give me two other people that you would recommend to a up and coming, whether it's a founder, entrepreneur, business
terms of
person.
books?
Yeah, or person to follow. Because for you, I've noticed it's not just books. It's not like you read the book then you're done. That person then becomes like a mental model that, hey, okay, so now you're in Jeff. It's not just that you read the book about Bezos and hey, that was a good book. Then you're going and saying, oh, where did he speak? What did he talk about? What is his letter to shareholders? What does he do? So give me two other names.
All right. Put me on the spot.
And put you on
As
the
you
spot.
know, I do no prep.
Yeah.
There's no prep.
There is no prep.
No prep allowed.
And
in
you can't
seeking
say
wisdom.
Munger or Buffett
All right. I'm going to hit you with two.
on the fly.
Yeah. One of them you'll know. The second you will not expect.
Will I know it?
Yeah, everyone will know them.
Okay.
Number one, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Ooh.
Total Recall. Read that
Wow.
book. Get that book now.
Has anybody seen what Arnold Schwarzenegger looks like recently? You sent me a post the other night on Instagram.
69 years old.
He's 69 years old, and he looks like
He looks correct.
tank with his shirt off.
I would
trade
a lot of things to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger at 69. A lot.
That's crazy.
Who do I have to call?
Okay, why him though? I feel like he unfairly gets. I feel like on the surface people joke about him
Sure.
because of his voice,
Mm-hmm.
but if you talk to some business OGs,
Yeah.
yourself included, he's always in that list.
Yeah, I love that book, Total Recall, and we may have talked about it in a super old episode. But what I like about Total Recall,
We should do that though.
yeah, we should talk about that. Is that basically it's this story of this person, Arnold, who was able to manifest everything that they put their mind on. So the importance of like setting a goal, the whole reps and sets that we always joke about comes from that book. He always said reps and sets. Everyone else says sets and reps. So reps and sets. And so he did everything from, obviously he's become this super famous bodybuilder back in the 70s.
Yep.
One of the really first famous bodybuilders and Mr. Olympias.
Yep.
Probably the only one that people can name. Mr. Olympias is Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yep.
So that was a dream that he had. And he was a kid in Germany and Austria actually, and he put his mind on this thing, and it was improbable at the time, and he was able to do that and defend that. Then he, during that time, he put his mind on wanting to become a real estate developer, and he owns a very large portfolio of housing in Santa Monica.
Isn't there some crazy story? I heard this somewhere. It was him and some other guy, and they were building like
Franco.
Yes.
Who was
What
also
were they doing?
competed
They were
in
doing construction or something
yeah,
like that.
so this is Franco Colombo.
It was like crazy expensive, like granite Italian
short guy, Italian guy who was also a competitive bodybuilder, super famous in the 70s. No, I was not even born when they were competing.
I never said that.
I saw some eyes
I never
looking
said
in
it.
here.
I never said it.
But anyway, Franco knew how to fix houses. He was a bricklayer.
Yes.
And so the two of them, to make money while they were working out in Gold's Gym over there in Venice Beach, they took on these like construction projects, right? And so the two of them, can you imagine Arnold Schwarzenegger and this Franco guy, jacked back when no one was jacked, right? You never saw a human like this. Coming in, building brick walls, doing renovations, doing all this stuff. That kind of led and fed into them buying real estate, developing real estate, and to this day, he's a large real estate developer in LA. So he did that. He wanted to get into politics. So, and in each of these cases, if you look at the book, he did the thing that we always talk about. He found a mentor or set of mentors. He found some role models.
Yep.
He kind of put his head down and did the reps and sets that were needed.
He set big ass goals that nobody thought was possible.
Yeah, big ass goals that no one thought was possible. He wanted to get into politics.
Yep.
He wanted to marry Kennedy.
Yep.
He wanted all these things that he wanted. He was able to do. He wanted to be an actor after all of this.
Yep.
He wanted to be a successful actor. Again, more mentors, more role models, and did all these things. He wanted to be the governor of California, which is crazy, which he was. So everything that this guy has has thought about, he has manifested.
Amazing.
Whatever you think of Arnold Schwarzenegger. So that's why you should read Total Recall. Okay, I'm going to give you the second. Are you
Total
ready?
Recall.
I don't think the second one, I don't think he's written a book. But I've been.
Give me a clue. You don't think I get it?
Let's see.
I'm not very sharp like that, but give
He
me
used to be a rapper.
He used to be a rapper? Okay.
Okay, I think you.
Okay.
You got it?
I mean, there's a million people. That is not
Okay.
a big enough clue.
Yeah.
I don't know what he does now.
He's from Philly.
He's from Philly. Okay.
You know who it is?
I don't know. Ooh, actually, I do know who it is.
Who?
I think it's Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Yeah. Come on.
Will
Listen,
Smith.
I still got it.
Will Smith.
I would love to. I wish we.
I wonder if he's written a book. I have to look. I don't think he's written a book, but I've been watching a lot of his. If you're not on his IG, get on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. His Instagram game is hot.
Yep.
His YouTube game is hot.
Yeah.
And he does so.
Wow, I didn't see
Will
that
Smith,
coming.
kid from the from Philly.
Yep.
Became a rapper.
Yep.
Right, improbable rapper. If you ever listen to some of his stuff with Jazzy Jeff back in the day, and I did see Jazzy Jeff in the Fresh Prince.
Will Smith never had a curse in his raps.
Yeah, exactly. He was clean.
He was clean.
And I did see him in concert with Run DMC, Beastie Boys, EPMD, and Stetson Sonic.
But you get mad if I say you're old.
Yeah, that's true. And so I saw them. He became a rapper. Then he had a pretty famous TV show, and we use a lot of his Giphies to this day. So if you check your Giphies, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Bonus
Giphies.
points if you shout out, if you leave a 6-star review and shout out the intro for
Fresh Prince.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, big shout out if you did that.
out.
And then he's become, as we know, super famous actor.
Super famous.
And he continues to grow and learn. And if you watch his YouTube stuff and the stuff that he talks about and how he's been able to be both funny as a comedic actor and be able to continue to grow throughout his career. Super impressive.
This is why I love doing this podcast. And what other podcast in the world are you going to get Jeff Bezos, the founders of Home Depot, Sam Walton, Will Smith, Arnold Schwarzenegger all in one?
Seeking wisdom.
Okay.
That's about it.
All right. So I did this thing before we wrap up. I did this thing the other day. I don't know if you noticed it, but I'm trying to make this thing real, and it's going to be real now. We're going to do a new segment, Ask DC. Okay? It's going to be Ask DC.
I'm nervous.
You just got to tweet. You got to tweet with the hashtag AskDC, right? And tag me, because I'll gather them all. DC can just be out there in the atmosphere. I'm gonna ask. I got a couple ones.
What do you mean?
A couple good questions for you.
Already?
Yeah, I'm looking at my LinkedIn. This LinkedIn post 4,100 views. We got 20 questions. I'm not gonna go through all of them. All
right. I'm sitting back in my chair.
One of them, Ryan Dice. The first question. Just lean in really close, take a deep breath, and all at once, while exhaling, ask him, "Oh my God, why do you smell so amazing?"
Ryan Dice is the homie.
No, that's okay. I'm all set with that.
Yeah.
When is Hypergrowth coming to London? Sorry, DG.
That's a good idea. 2019.
No,
we're coming to London.
TBD. Okay.
What's that big theater?
There's a big
the
theater?
opera. Yeah, the Opera House. I can't remember.
If it's gonna have 10,000, we're probably gonna have to do it.
No, it fits. It only fits 4,000. So you lucked out.
Okay, this
London,
one.
4,000 people. 2019.
Okay, this
look,
one.
Look! He's moving. Come on, his eyes are
London,
shifting.
what? 2019.
2019.
Ship it.
All
right, Kristen. All right, shout out Kristen. What is the biggest mistake this is a good one. What's the biggest mistake you've made since starting Drift, and how did you correct it? Pretty good.
What's the biggest mistake? The biggest mistakes are always people mistakes.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
People.
Yeah, I don't know how to go into it. Let's see. I don't know. They're not huge catastrophic mistakes.
Yeah.
Because
people always ask us. They want
some dirt.
Yeah.
They want some
There's
dirt.
no dirt
yeah.
though.
They're not big, and I think they're not big because we have this constant mentality, this growth mentality of looking for mistakes. And speaking of looking for mistakes, I showed DG some texts I got from our friend Patrick Campbell today.
Patrick.
He's always looking for mistakes.
Yeah, but Patrick, you could just send me that. Yeah. Why does he got to send it to you?
He just sends me on blast all the time.
Jesus.
So I like that. So I welcome that kind of criticism, and I think we make mistakes every day, and so we correct them pretty quickly. So we luckily, knock on wood, we haven't had any major.
All right, so we correct them quickly. Okay, Nick Christolos with a comment on LinkedIn. What is the best?
Nicky C.
Nah. What is the best sales and customer onboarding process you've ever been through, and why? Come on, you're a product geek deep in your heart.
Sales and onboarding.
I don't know. Come on,
that's
Nick.
a weak question.
Nick, what do you?
Nick,
You got better.
You're better than that. Come on.
This is a good one. This got a lot of likes.
Best onboarding is always 4 seasons.
Here's one. I have some feedback and questions regarding his hypergrowth book. Who should I send it to?
Oh, man. Who's that? Patrick Campbell?
No, he
right.
wouldn't post that publicly. Woo! What advice would you give to a 12-year-old kid about succeeding in life?
Is this my daughter?
No, it's not
Okay.
CJ. It's not
All
CJ.
right. Yeah.
It's Eddie Bello. Shout out Eddie Bello.
Eddie Bello,
Yeah.
12 years old.
What
on
advice would you give? What advice would you give to CJ? What advice do you give her?
I'd give her lots of advice. I don't know if she listens to any of it. It takes years to listen
CJ,
to
I'm
it.
with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you, girl. Don't worry. Don't worry.
The advice that I give her is like, don't take it so seriously because she's pretty hard charging.
Yeah. Where does she get that? Where does
I
she
don't
get
know,
that
from her
from?
mother.
Okay.
From her mother.
All right.
So super hard charging. Don't take it so seriously. Zoom out a lot. You know, she thinks of a lot of business ideas at 12, lots of them. And so, and we listen to some podcasts around
Nice.
creating businesses.
Nice.
And so she has a bunch of ideas and questions all the time. But the thing that we were talking about actually in the car last week is that no one ever zooms out to understand like what is the boring, but like what's the total addressable market for this idea that you have, right? They get infatuated with what we said before with the idea. And so like in her case, we used horse treats because she has a horse treat, helpful horse treats on IG, business where she actually sells it and she's on Etsy, right?
That's
12
awesome.
years old,
That's awesome.
strong.
Yep.
And I said, let's take horse treats for an example. Like what is the total addressable market of for selling horse treats, right? And so like if you were to zoom out, and most people don't do this in small business and say, all right, maybe there's 100,000 people, you know, that I can reach or whatever the number is. Let's just choose 100,000. And if you're in the horse world, 100,000 is a lot because it's not that big. Let's say there's 100,000 and we say, okay, if there's 100,000, how many of them could I actually get to in any given month? And we say, let's just use the rule of 10%. So 10% of them, right? So we're now down to 10,000 of them, right? And so if you sell them, is that right? Is my math right? I'm doing some DG math here.
I'll have to have somebody. I'll have Will check the numbers after.
So then you reduce it down. Now, how many of them can you sell a horse treat to?
Right.
Let's say, you know, whatever, 10% again. And so now you're down again. And so how much do you sell a horse treat for? And you sell it for $30. And how much of that is profit? And now the profit's like $5 of that, right? No one ever does this top level back of the napkin math. And then they say like, well, the most I could ever make if I could get to all those people and I could do that consistently every month is, you know, $500, right? A month, right? And so I've talked to so many retail owners. My wife used to own retail businesses. And when I talk to them, they've never stopped to think about this thing. Like, because when you think about retail things, and this was another example I talked to with her, it's like, imagine that store on the corner where we live, and there's not many people. How many people do you think walk by here a day? And she said, I don't know, maybe 100, which I think is generous. So like 100. How many of them could you get in your store? 10%. Okay, now 10. What are you selling in there? Bubble gum? Like, you know, whatever you sell, even if it costs $60 and your profit is $10, now how much have you made in a day? And you have to pay electricity and you have to pay this person. So no one ever does that. That's what I would say to that 12-year-old.
Zoom
more
out.
information.
More
Zoom
information.
in, start from the top.
And that's also why you believe that bigger market, like the bigger markets, it's okay if there's competition.
Go after big
if the
markets.
market is big. Okay, let's
Don
do
Valentine, the founder of Sequoia, would always say his number one rule.
Shout out Sequoia.
Check out his YouTube video. It's amazing. When he talked at Stanford, he said, big markets. Look for big markets.
Love it. Look for big markets. That's why people thought we were crazy going after marketing and sales. There's 7,000 companies in there.
Big markets.
Okay, last question. Then we got to wrap up. This is a good one. I've thought about this, but I've never said it out loud.
Is this one from you?
No, it's not from me. It's Taylor from Taylor Engstrom, who does Demand Gen somewhere. Shout out Taylor. How did you learn so much about marketing? I don't know about that. How did you learn so much about marketing? How did you learn so much about marketing while also leading product and engineering? It's a good question. It's a great question.
Respect. Dave doesn't think I know anything about marketing.
No, come on. I've learned a lot.
He's rolling his eyes.
I know the answer to this one in my head, I think.
Give it to me. Let's reverse it. Ask DG. What's the answer?
I think the answer is because I don't think they're separate things. I think you have to understand. I think for you, it's you have this fundamental. You want to fundamentally learn about people and why they make decisions.
Yes, exactly.
And then there's two things that split out of that. It's how to get product on their shelf and then what the actual product is.
It's exactly right.
Okay.
Wow, you nailed it.
Because it's true.
The nephew's learning.
People don't give. I don't think you get enough credit for that. But I also think like, you know who ran marketing at Apple? Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
Right. Like and so I think it's the same thing. I don't think it always works at every company, but I think that is what your thread has been. Okay.
Closest to the customer wins.
So
shout it out. Okay, it's time to go now.
Yes.
Don't forget.
AskDC, help me make that a regular segment. That was good. AskDC, tweet at us with the hashtag AskDC.
Okay. That is. Don't forget to subscribe if you're a first-time listener here.
We have a website.
Oh yeah, we have a website now.
This is what we got to do. We got to tell them. Drift.com/seekingwisdom.
Yep.
Is
one
real.
word.
Is one word, right?
We finally have one.
It's real now. And go there. Our little friendly bot, the bot is called 6 Stars Only. It's going to ask for your email address. Get on that email list because we're going to start sending you exclusive stuff only for subscribers of the podcast.
That's hot.
Okay.
All right. So you know what to do. You know what time it is.
Yes.
It's time to leave 6-star reviews only.
Only.
Okay. That's how we do it. For new listeners here, let me enlighten you. What we do here at Seeking Wisdom is we try to break Apple Podcasts. So you go to Apple Podcast app on your phone or on your desktop, and you open it up. You search for Seeking Wisdom. Yep. You find it.
Pretty easy.
Pretty easy. And then you write a review, and then you try to leave 6 stars.
Yep.
That may break the app.
That's it.
In case it doesn't break the app, leave 5 stars. Then leave a 6-star rating in the description.
Yep.
And shout out at the young nephew and the team here.
Yep.
And let us know what we could be doing better and what you like.
Please. And by the way, DC and I just had a long walk talking about hypergrowth.
Yeah.
It's getting real.
Real.
So if you're listening to this, please, hypergrowth.drift.com. We've had a ton of big hypergrowth updates. We announced Jocko. We announced Heidi Bullock, Ryan Dice, Jill Rowley. Every single Monday, we're changing the event marketing game. We are announcing a new speaker every single Monday from here until September 4th, which is when the event is. And if you use the Seeking Wisdom promo code, $199.
Wow.
It's free.
Seeking Wisdom, one word?
Seeking Wisdom, one word. Go to hypergrowth.drift.com, all right?
If you have any sympathy for the young nephew.
Please, out of sympathy for me, go buy a ticket, all right?
For him, for Annie, for Leah, his wife.
For my sanity.
For his family.
Please.
Make sure you buy some tickets.
Hashtag help DG have a stress-free summer.
That's it. Hashtag help DG. Help DG. All right. See ya.
All right,